Hello guys, welcome back. So today we are going to discuss about how to set up a database on AWS server. So in this video, first of all what we are going to do is we are going to create a security group that we will use to secure a database that we will create on AWS cloud. We will use that security group to attach access permissions from outside world to the database, and once those security permissions are created, we will assign them to the newly created database that we will create. After the database will be created, we will connect the database from our local machine using a local database client. Once and then we will see how we will make sure that everything is working fine on AWS database setup. Once the database connection has happened and we are able to confirm that the AWS database the database on AWS cloud is working fine, we will delete the database, and after that we will delete the security group so that we don't incur any cost. All right, so let's get started. So as you can see on my screen, I am already on AWS dashboard. So first, before creating the database, first what we will do is we will create a security group. So to create a security group, first of all I have to go to VPC. So I am going to VPC, the page is loading. Alright, so here I will search for security groups. So here you can see, here one option is security groups over here. The other option is you can go on the left side, on the left menu. There is this security groups option. I will click on security groups, and it will load the security groups that we will be using for our use cases for this video. So to create a security group, I will have to click on create security group, and I will give a name to the security group. So in my case, I'm just going to give it name as test DB security group. All right, and I can just put some description, whatever that you want to put. So in my case, I'm right now here putting ABC. You can give it any name. Here is an interesting option. So if you click over here, what I want to do is, what we want to make sure that we select the default VPC, and yeah, so this is, as you can see, this section inbound rules. So this is where the actual magic happens, the security magic happens. So what we have, this is where we will define what IPs, what clients will be able to access our database, right? So let's define the rules. All right, click on add rule, and in our case it is MySQL. So the database that we are going to set up will be a MySQL database. So that's why we have selected MySQL under type, and the port is 3306. Source will be, so for this video, what we are going to set up is we are going to select anywhere IPv4. So all the IPv4 IPs will have access to our database. Next is we will create another rule to allow access to the MySQL database that we are going to create, and we will allow access to any IPv6 IP addresses. Now you might be wondering, all the IP addresses do have access. So how does the security comes in place? So I'll show you. If you go in custom, this is where you will actually define what IPs will actually have access. So let's say if you have some servers which has a defined IP addresses, you can give those IP addresses in this custom section. But for this video, what we are going to do is we are just going to select anywhere all the IPv4 and IPv6 addresses. So for outbound rules, we are not going to set up any rules, and no tags. We can use tags to group use services on AWS, but for this video we are not going to use that. Now click on create security group. Alright, so the security group is created. It is awesome. Test DB security group. Now, as I said, after the VPC, after the security group is created, the next thing that we need to do is we are going to create a database. So database services falls under RDS. Let me find RDS and let me click on RDS, and let me load this web page. All right, so now is the time where we are going to create a database. All right, so as you can see on the dashboard, on the left side there are multiple options, and if I click on databases on the left side, it will open a new page where I have an option to create a database. As you can see on my screen, I'm just clicking on create database, and I'm letting the page to load. Loading, still loading. I don't want to share the feedback for this video. We don't have time for that. Let the database be created. All right. So for this video, we are going to keep it a standard create database, and we are going to make it the engine types. For the engine types, we are going to select MySQL. We are going to select engine version. I think this is quite second latest version available in the drop down. Next, we are going to use free tier. Okay, so I think free tier, yeah. So basically there is a free tier available if you are a new account, and you can, so that using this you will not get any bills. I mean, you don't want to cost, you don't need any cost, so you can use this free tier. All right. Next is, so since it is a free tier, there are no options under availability and durability, which we don't need as of now. All right. So under settings, we are going to give name to the database instance. We are going to name database as test, and we are going to create a user which will be used to connect the database from our local machine. So in this case, it is admin. We will not touch that. We will give a password. You give password. So for this lab, I'm giving the password as password. I mean, I'm just giving some password as per my convenience. I'm giving a password as per my convenience. All right, and after that, once the password is okay, I think this is not allowing the password. So what I will do is I will give a password as per my requirement. So just to be sure, so that I don't forget it, I have given the password 123 P capital. I mean, I'm not supposed to say it, and you're not supposed to say it, and you're not supposed to tell it. But this is a temporary database. We are going to anyways delete. So I'm sharing it because actually the reason is that I trust you guys. So that's the actual reason. All right. So in instance configuration, we are going to keep it whatever is available, because we are in the free tier. So this is the best that we are getting. We can also select the T2 micro, but we are going to keep it T3 micro. That's fine. Next is we will keep the existing settings intact. Connectivity also same public access. So next is under the section called connectivity, we have this section where we will have to select the public access. So we will select the public access, and we also have to select, this is a very interesting section. Before creating this database, we created a security group, right? So we have to use that security group over here. So this was the security group name, test db security group. We have to select that security group over here. Yes, so under connectivity, there is this option called existing VPC security group. We will select test DB security group, and the security group is selected. Congratulations. Next is we don't need to create RDS proxy. We will click on additional configuration. We don't have to make any changes. Okay, database authentication is password authentication. We don't need to set up any monitoring. Let's see what is in additional configuration. Initial database name. So we are going to give a name to the initial database. I think there was another place where I had written test. Okay, so all right. So okay. So I was wrong. So this was database identifier, which we will keep as test only. It's fine. We can keep the test identifier as test identifier, not a problem. Next is we don't need any log repo exports. We don't need encryption. We don't need backup. We just need to create. We don't need delete protection. We don't have to worry about an estimated monthly cost because we have already selected free tier. Now after everything we have reviewed everything, we will just click on create database. Just have a look at whatever we have selected. If everything looks fine, then just click on create database. Now behold, the database on AWS is getting created. So it takes some time to create the database. So as you can see over here, this is still creating, right? So we just have to wait. In the meanwhile, I'll talk to you guys. How is everything at home? I mean, how is your family doing? Now since the database is deleted, the cost will not occur. Next, what we are going to do is we will go to the security group that we created. As you can see, here is the security group. The security group that we created was test DB security group. We will select it and then we will delete it. Yeah. So this security group that we created specifically for the database is deleted. The database that we created is also deleted. So by deleting both of these instances, we have made sure that by deleting both of these instances, we have made sure that we will not incur any costs. So in this video, we understood how to create a new database on AWS Amazon cloud, how to create a VPC security group, how to assign a security group to a database on AWS cloud, how to connect the database from the local machine, and how to assign the security group to database. And after that, everything is done. We also learned how to delete the database and how to delete the security group so that we don't incur any additional charges. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching the video. Bye.